3 men, a storm-battered island, and a lighthouse found eerily empty. It was December of 1900, a time when isolation wasn't a choice, but a job requirement for lighthouse keepers. The Flannan Isles, a cluster of remote, windswept rocks off the coast of Scotland, hosted one such beacon of vital light in the treacherous North Atlantic. The lighthouse had been completed just a year prior, a testament to human ingenuity against nature's raw power. But on this particular winter, something about its unwavering light would draw not just ships, but a chilling mystery that remains unsolved over a century later. The keepers were Thomas Marshall, James Duquette, and Donald MacArthur, with Joseph Moore as the relief keeper. These were experienced men, no strangers to the unforgiving solitude of their post. They understood the dangers, the routine, the absolute necessity of keeping the light burning. On December 15th, the steamer Archdor, passing by, noticed something amiss. The Flannan light, usually a comforting sentinel, wasn't shining. A message was dispatched, but severe weather delayed any investigation for days. It wasn't until December 26th that the relief vessel, the Hesperus, finally reached Eilean Moor, the largest of the Flannans. Joseph Moore was aboard, eager to relieve one of his colleagues, but a growing dread settled over him as they approached. No flag flew from the flagpole, no supplies had been taken in, and when the Hesperus sounded its horn, there was no response. The silence was absolute, broken only by the roar of the waves. Moore, accompanied by a small landing party, made his way to the lighthouse. The gate was unlocked. Inside, a strange stillness hung in the air. The clock had stopped. An overturned chair lay in the keeper's mess. 2 sets of oilskins, heavy weatherproof clothing, were missing, suggesting 2 men had gone out. But a third set remained, hanging on its peg. This detail would become a critical, perplexing piece of the puzzle. The most unsettling discovery was the logbook. The last entries made by Marshall chronicled an unprecedented storm. But then, on December 15th, a chilling notation: storm ended, sea calm, God is over all. This entry directly contradicted the weather reports from the mainland, which confirmed severe gales hitting the Flannans around that time. Why would Marshall claim calm seas? The lighthouse itself was in perfect order. The lamps were clean, refilled, and ready to be lit. Everything suggested a sudden, unexpected departure, not an abandonment or a struggle within the tower. The official investigation, led by Robert Muirhead, a superintendent for the Northern Lighthouse Board, concluded that the men were likely swept away by an enormous rogue wave while attempting to secure equipment during the storm. This theory addressed the missing oilskins and the general disarray on the West Landing, where heavy equipment had been dislodged. It was a plausible, if tragic, explanation for a dangerous profession. But it didn't fully explain all the details. Why would all 3 men leave the safety of the lighthouse during such a storm? Lighthouse protocol strictly forbade all keepers leaving the tower at once. And the logbook's calm sea entry remained a baffling anomaly. Was it a code, a delusion brought on by extreme stress, or something else entirely, something beyond a simple storm? Local legends of the Flannan Isles speak of strange, unseen forces, of fairies and mythical beasts. Some whispers suggested the men were taken by a sea monster, or perhaps even abducted by something otherworldly. More grounded theories proposed a violent disagreement among the keepers, possibly leading to murder and a desperate attempt to cover it up, with the perpetrator then falling victim to the sea or their own despair. Another thought: perhaps one keeper simply snapped under the immense pressure of isolation, leading to a tragic internal breakdown that sealed their collective fate. The psychological toll of such a life was undeniable. Ultimately, the Flannan Isles lighthouse mystery remains just that, a mystery. No bodies were ever found. No definitive answers emerged. Only the empty tower, the silent logbook, and the vast, indifferent ocean. Discover another unsolved puzzle from the depths of history in our next video.